What is going on, everybody? Sergeant Graybeard at Graybeard Gaming Group. Today is Thursday, May 7th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. So we've gotten some messages over the last few days asking us to do an updated version of a video we did before, which shows the exotic weapons that we've gotten, where we've gotten them, the difficulty, all that stuff, and that's what we're doing for you today. As always, we're just going to skip ahead for the stuff you don't need to see. We don't want to waste your time. We'll tell you where we found it, what we found, how long it took, the difficulty, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that like button. It really means a lot to us. As always, real quick, we just want to show you our current giveaway. As you can see in the screen, we're currently giving away an Xbox One X Jedi Fallen Order bundle. All you need to do to be eligible to win is subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Twitter if you like. I've said this before, you do not need to watch our content to win. That is not a requirement for, like I said, winning. We want you here if you want to watch our stuff. So enjoy, and let's get on to the exotic drops. The first one we're going to show you is from a bounty. We use random matchmaking, and what dropped was the CHAMELEON assault rifle. I think it's one of the most common drops that take place in Washington, D.C. Since it was a bounty, it took 5, maybe 10 minutes, and yeah, that's about it. Most of you probably have this one, but if not, it seems to be one of the easier ones to attain. We don't have to do something like 40 times in a row in order to get it. Now, moving on. Our next clip is actually from another challenging random matchmaking bounty, and on this one we actually had 2 exotic drops, so we're going to show you the first one real quick, then we'll cut to the second. First one is a Dodge City holster, which is pretty sweet. I don't really use it, but again, anytime you can do a bounty and get 2 exotic drops, it's a good thing. In regards to this holster, I haven't really heard any consistency in regards to where it drops. I'm not sure how many of you are actually farming for it, but again, bounties seem to be the best way to get kind of the random things that you may be looking for. We have now skipped ahead to the second boss in the same bounty, and as you're about to see, we got super lucky, got another exotic drop, and this one happens to again be a CHAMELEON assault rifle. What's cool is that now, since you can actually re-roll these exotics, you can either A, improve the one that you get if it's the first one, or B, in this case, we're just going to break it down, get the components, so we can then ideally re-roll one of our other items, and that's that. Let's move on to the next. So moving on, as I said, this is on challenging difficulty, and this item is actually from a True Sons lockbox, or faction box, excuse me, in the Federal Triangle. One thing we try to do here is when we do show you exotic drops from a faction box, we try to have them not ones that are not locked behind a level. Now obviously if we get one, we're going to show you no matter where it is, but when we do specific videos, we try to have them in the open world so you don't have to go through a level to get it. As you're about to see in this one, we got Acostas Go Bag, which is great for any sort of skill build if you're doing it. I have no talent when it comes to skill builds. You'll see in a second it wasn't a good roll, but again, we can re-roll it, so it doesn't matter, and that's that. Okay, moving on to the chest piece. The first clip I'm showing you is on challenging difficulty. It's from Space Administration HQ, and once again we did random matchmaking for a mission. Now, as you can see, the chest piece drops. I try not to catch, myself on fire. One tip I give people is this: as long as it's not going to mess up like the rest of your team, the second you see an exotic item drop, grab it. I've had things glitch out where I've missed one before. I'm going to get into that a little bit later in the video. But as you can see, here it is. Pretty decent roll to begin with, but again, we can fix it anytime we want. And let's move on to the next drop. This is another chess piece as well. We got this one on Heroic. We did random matchmaking for a mission, and we are at the Air and Space Museum. One thing to keep in mind is when you're doing random matchmaking, it does have an effect on the time in which it takes to complete these levels, depending on the difficulty and whatnot. But on the average, you're looking anywhere between 22 to 28 minutes to finish it up, so that should be about your target time. This next one is on challenging difficulty. It's Stranded Tanker, and we wound up getting the Imperial Dynasty holster. Earlier, the reason I referenced grab the item when you can has to do in this case because everything glitched out. We actually all died, but thankfully it was still there when it loaded back up, so we were able to get the item. Now, moving on, but staying with the same mission, Stranded Tanker, this time it's on Heroic. This was a great one because as you can see in about a second, once I, get through the fire, that we actually wound up getting 2 exotics on this drop. I've referenced this in earlier videos, but our RNG before the ban was absolutely awful. Like, we didn't get any exotic drops. And post-ban, it greatly improved. It's still a grind and honestly is awful. But hopefully with Title Update 10 coming up, it's going to get a lot better quicker. Now this next one is one of the most sought after items in the game, and it happens to be the Bullet King, which we were able to get on Wall Street. We did a video on this earlier, and it has to do, we're on challenging difficulty, we did random matchmaking, but the most important part is that this is for targeted loot, which was a machine gun on this level. Always pay attention to the targeted loot each day when you load up the map, so you know where to go to try to get a specific exotic if it happens to match up. I've said this before and I'll say it again, this weapon should not be so difficult to get. I know people have done it hundreds of times, but once you get it, I promise it's worth it. As you can see on this clip, same place, looking for the Bullet King again. We did heroic random matchmaking for a mission, and again it dropped. We got super lucky. And I mean, these are the changes that we are hoping are going to come with Title Update 10, because I know people are just getting burnt out from doing the same thing with no results. And last but certainly not least, we're going to show you where we found Lady Death, which we actually just got the other day and we were really excited about it. We did a bunch of research trying to find the best place for this weapon to drop, and from everything we looked at online and different people and talking to other players who actually have had this drop, this seemed to be the most common location that people seem to get it. So this is in New York, it's a named boss, and what you're going to want to do is on that spot on the map, you mark it, you're going to fast travel to Wall Street and go to that marker on the map. Once again, in case you don't know, named bosses in this world only spawn every 30 minutes. So once you kill one, no matter where you are in New York, it's going to be 30 minutes until the next one pops up. That being the case, what we decided to do is we were going to set a timer every 30 minutes to go to this exact spot to try to get the weapon, and lucky enough, on our second attempt, it was able to drop. We were totally freaking out. Now understand, this weapon can drop from any named boss in the open world in New York, but for us, we only want to show you, successes that we've had. We had no success doing that. This, for us, trying to do it in succession, was the first time the weapon actually dropped. One of the most frustrating aspects in playing a game that's RNG is the fact that when you load up the game, you're resetting your rate. So you're resetting your drop rate. So it's not like the game knows, well, since you've owned this game, you've done this level 100 times. All it knows is, oh, you're trying this level, you have this percentage of getting this weapon. And that, I believe, is going to wrap up this video. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I tried to make a quick video for you today, precise, to the point, all that good stuff. We really hope this video helps you guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of what we're doing here. Feel free to hit that like button as well, and as always, take care, be kind, and we will talk to you soon. This is probably our last video until Title Update 9.1, but trust me when I say, we'll be breaking that down the second it drops. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, everyone.